What's going on, everybody? There's a running back in the Big 12 and in Texas that I don't think is getting enough love that could break out in 20, not could, will break out in 2024. We're going to talk about him next. Before we jump in and start talking about the TCU running back, true sophomore, Cameron Cook, if you like what we're doing here at Campus to Canton, hit the subscribe and like button. Let me know in the comments if you think Cameron Cook is going to break out in 2024. Now, look, as a freshman, this kid did absolutely nothing, but that's okay. We don't care what our freshman running backs do. Cameron Cook came out of Round Rock, Texas. He was a four-star prospect, the number 25 running back in the nation. In his 3-year varsity career, he put up 2,889 rushing yards with 29 touchdowns. On top of that, he added 141 receiving yards and a touchdown. He averaged 8.4 yards a carry and 120.8 yards per game. Fairly good high school career, and was a player that I thought was very underranked. He is a very good runner behind the line of scrimmage. I described him in our freshman to supplemental guide. Again, you can check that out at campustocant.com as a surgeon behind the line. You watch him here, just very precise cuts. He's very quick with his movements. I think he's got very good bursts. And again, that receiving ability is a plus for him. He is lacking a little bit of that long speed, though, just 20.9 miles per hour, which comes in as a 53rd percentile. But what we do love about him, he is going to be the number one running back in the Sonny Dykes offense. Sonny Dykes has produced a ton of great running backs for fantasy production. And on top of that, they brought in Kendall Briles, who last year the offense struggled a little bit with TCU. But if you go back and look at his history, including time at Arkansas for 2 years, he actually produced some pretty good running backs and a fairly different offense. When you think Kendall Briles, you think of his father, Art Briles, who had that run and shoot offense where wide receivers were able to kind of decide the routes that they were going to run at the concept. And while they did run the ball, it wasn't a main part of the offense. Over the past couple of years, Kendall Briles has adapted his offense to be more of a air raid West Coast type offense, which we saw at Arkansas, and we have seen last year at TCU a little bit, and even some in that spring game. In 2022, he rushed the ball 66% of the time with a success rate of 48%. Last year with TCU and Amani Bailey, who had a fairly good year, rushed 47% of the time, still with a 50% success rate. His RB1 gets 68.8% of the touch share. And last year, Amani Bailey averaged 18.0 points a game, which is the 34th in college football. Again, Amani Bailey, fairly good year. But if you go back through Sonny Dykes, his history as a head coach in the offenses that he has run in his running backs, they have averaged upwards of 24 plus points for the most part, which gets you into the RB2, RB1 range, which is where I think Cameron Cook ends up breaking out. Right now, we have them ranked as the 43rd FBS power ranked school, 9th in the Big 12, which I think is a little low. TCU fans, you agree with me? I think they should be higher. But overall in their offense, 32nd ranked overall offense with the 46th ranked passing attack and the 19th ranked rushing attack. I think a lot of that is going to come from Cameron Cook and obviously Josh Hoover, who we have seen Kendall Briles use rushing quarterbacks. And with those rushing quarterbacks, I think that will also help Cameron Cook, help open up some holes for him when the defense crashes down to try and get Josh Hoover. They can do some little flip outs to him. And again, Cameron Cook can catch the ball as well. Overall, I think he is a very good athlete. You can check out his athletic comparisons over at campustocant.com. We have him in the 65th percentile athletically, 76% speed, 64 percentile burst, and 83 percentile power. I think that burst is a little low. In the short and intermediate areas, I think this guy has incredible burst. He definitely lacks a little bit, like I said earlier, about that long speed that's really going to hit those home run plays for you. But at the end of the day, I don't think that's going to matter for him. Cameron Cook, overall, is a very, very good running back, and he is not getting the love that he deserves. And why I think he's going to break out, I mentioned earlier, those Sonny Dykes running backs. 24 points per game and up. Last year, 18 points per game, just 34th, right? Right now in our rankings and our ADP, he is going off the board at the 239th ranked player in our startup drafts which is the 74th ranked running back. What are we doing here, folks? Even if he just has the year that Amani Bailey had, you're getting a massive amount of value jumping up to the 34th. That's a 40%, it's a 40 spot bump from where he's going off the board in our ADP. That's ridiculous. And I'm telling you right now, TCU is going to be a better team with Josh Hoover, Kendall Brow's second year with Sonny Dykes in this offense, and Cameron Cook is a lot better than Amani Bailey and Trey Sanders, who they had. He can catch the ball. He's very good behind the line of scrimmage. I'm telling you right now, Cameron Cook is going to end up finishing the year as an RB2 for fantasy, and he's going to end up being talked about as one of the best running backs in Texas with Cedric Baxter, Reuben Owens, Taj Brooks, and everybody else, Dean Connors and Rice. Cameron Cook's the one we're going to be talking about having an incredible year with TCU. What do you Horned Frogs fans think? I think TCU's got a good team, and I think he could be one of the better players on it. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments.